gonna show me how to get this money, man?
I'm still in a rush. I need to meet a client, man. But I've got something for you still.
Yeah, what's this?
It's got everything you need to know, man.
Hey, yo, make sure you log on and go and get the Hustlers Only book as well, man. So you can learn how to get it in like my brother S, you get me? And my brother Malone, you get me?
Our children, as all children, are being socially conditioned. They're being conditioned by toxic homosexuality, which is different from homosexuality. This is how you live. Now, when something is being aggressively foisted on you, that's toxic. You see, I can bring toxic masculinity. Yo, boy, you're supposed to move in this way. You're supposed to think in this way. And I'm pushing it on you. It's toxic. Now,
give me an example of the
toxic homosexuality.
Yeah.
So, the sexualization of children is and has always been wrong. Now, the fact that you celebrate a particular sexuality is none of my business. The fact that sexuality and stories of aggressive sexuality are being written into children's entertainment is toxic. So if I sit down and I watch Black Lightning with my son and my missus, there are highly visual lesbian scenes in there. These aren't things for children.
What's Black Lightning? What is that?
Black Lightning is a DC superhero show.
Yeah.
On Netflix.
Okay.
And you could go across any of the children's entertainment created for young people on Netflix.
Children's...
And is a pivotal part of the storyline. And it's lurid and it's graphic. So it's toxic because children don't need to be sexualized.
You're saying that's a children's program?
It's children's program.
So what happens in that?
So when you have a Daredevil, that's clearly made for adults, right?
Yeah.
So Daredevil, The Punisher are made for adults. DC, Black Lightning is made for children and young people. And it aggressively pushes lesbianism as there is an agenda. Now, anybody who is making a political progress has an agenda. So let's not say that there isn't an agenda. We must allow children to be children for as long as they can, so they can formulate their own ideas, so that they can be firm in their own identity. And when it comes to pushing questions about sexuality, those things come from within the house. They're born naturally. We have homosexuals, just as anybody else does. And it doesn't have to be dealt with any shame, but we don't aggressively push these things at children. Just like I wouldn't be pushing. I wouldn't be pushing.
Of the aggressive.
Okay, so when I say aggressive, so a scene in Black Lightning, for instance, the eldest daughter is a lesbian, which in and of itself, there's nothing wrong with.
Is it black people as well?
It's black.
Okay.
It's a black show.
Okay.
So the protagonist is a superhero who conducts electricity. He's a school principal, and his thing is protecting his community from a gang called the 100, and his powers are electricity. But his daughters have also got superhuman powers. So there's an organization like the CIA, and they've put a drug into the black community that creates these superhuman powers, but they were experimenting on the pregnant mothers. So his daughters have got superhuman powers as well. Now the oldest daughter, as I said, is a lesbian, which nobody has any problem with. Our community, for as much as we talk about homophobia, one of the biggest gay clubs in the fridge has been in Brixton, which is where we live and been our home, but has been a space where they've come and bought drugs and had illicit activity on the road. So if we're homophobic, they were supposed to be attacked every week.
You say no one don't trouble them?
Nobody don't trouble them.
Nothing.
So let's not talk nonsense. But when you have a show aimed at children, and you've got sweating, half-naked young ladies simulating sex, is wrong. So that's toxic. So if I'm talking about a youth TV platform, number one, there should be age restrictions. And I don't talk about age restrictions in terms of advisory. The contact that we're taking for the platform isn't email, is mobile. And they submit name, date of birth, and their phone number. Any
You're talking
content,
about your Indigo platform now?
Indigo.
Okay.
So any content that isn't appropriate for a particular age will not even be visible to the viewer. So 12 to 15, 15 to 18, 18 plus.
Thank you. Yeah?
Man, say it straight. Man, don't listen to BBC. Man, don't listen to ITV. Listen.
Indigo is proposing entertaining young people ethically, because from 12 to 24,
We say ethically.
ethically, we got to think about ethics now.
But what's your
What's my take on ethics?